All right. So literally in the time it took me to go use the restroom, this article got posted. Although this got posted yesterday for some reason, but I think people didn't see it until now. At least I didn't see it until now. EVO competitors by the number. This is going to show the numbers for this year's EVO, which is in about 3 weeks. So let's take a look. It's a great time to be a fighting game fan. Modern titles, blah, 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 blah. Final registration numbers. Street Fighter 6, 4228. Big drop off from last year from 7,000. And a drop off the year before that from 10,000. Normal, right? And especially with the state of the world right now, I don't think this is like... I saw a lot of people kind of dooming on this a little bit. It's like, oh no, it's 3,000 less people. It's like, yes, it happens. Both game drop off and the state of the world, right? Like, there's a lot going on. People don't have as much money. There's wars being fought. And there's a pedophile cabal that's currently trying to keep people from releasing a list, at least in the US. So there's a lot of shit going on outside of the FGC, and that is absolutely going to ruin these numbers. Or affect these numbers, not ruin these numbers. That's not what I meant. Altogether, there's 8,500 players registered to compete at EVO this year. Of these, nearly half of them are signed up for Street Fighter 6, which holds the top spot on the leaderboard for the 3rd year in a row. Tekken 8 maintains the 2nd spot in its debut year, after its debut year, bringing it to 25-21. The race for 3rd was a close one. Damn, only 70 people between Fatal Fury and Guilty Gear Strive. Fatal Fury being in 3rd is pretty crazy, right? Fatal Fury being in 3rd is pretty crazy. Especially because so many people have been dooming on the fact that nobody's playing Fatal Fury, all this other stuff, blah, 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 blah. It's like the player number is low, whatever. No, it's like people are still playing it. It's 3rd at EVO. That's huge. Guilty Gear still being up there is pretty crazy too, especially since, you know, there hasn't been much changed with Guilty Gear since last EVO, if I'm not mistaken. Granblue getting really close to breaking 1,000 is pretty cool. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That's a little crazy, right? Marvel vs. Capcom 2 being... I don't know. There's a part of me that expected more for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but I think it's just a case of people love watching the game, but not enough people play it at that level, right? So I think maybe that's what's happening there. However, 570 people for a Marvel 2 tournament in the year 2025 is nothing short of a miracle. Not only does that make it the largest Marvel 2 bracket of all time, but it also continues the streak of attendance record set by EVO Throwback Game that has been consistent since the concept's introduction, which started with Marvel 3 in 2023, then it went to Street Fighter 3, and now we're at Marvel 2. So good stuff. Under Night and Birth in Mortal Kombat 1 with 547 and 377 respectively. That is a lot of people for Mortal Kombat and for Under Night. And look, you can say, Mortal Kombat, that's dead game, LOL. Who cares? The fact that there's still like 377 people coming to compete at EVO is a big deal. And, you know, the sad news that got broken not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken, was that Mortal Kombat 1's finished, right? Like, they finished Mortal Kombat 1. And that was to the dismay of many, many people. I remember it specifically because I saw it at Combo Breaker. Here it is. We're hearing players' requests for continued support of Mortal Kombat 1, and while we will continue to support Mortal Kombat 1 through balance adjustments and fixes, there will not be additional DLC characters or story chapters released from this point on. We understand this will be disappointing for fans, but our team at NetherRealm needs to shift focus to the next project in order to make it as great as we possibly can. That was right before Combo Breaker happened, so the fact that like the game is no longer going to receive content updates, but will still be receiving balance updates, is kind of like a big deterrent for people to still keep playing it, right? With that said, they still have like the Combat League, the Mortal Kombat Pro Competition or whatever it's called, right? So there's still like money on the line, and there's still people playing. And every year at EVO, it's always such a great thing to see, right? Because you have Sonic Fox, who's been the winner of everything, but it feels like EVO is kind of Sonic Fox's like demon event, because he always He always gets brought to the brink by people in Mortal Kombat. These are the extended lineups. So we have Rivals 2 getting 358. BlazBlue Central Fiction with 247. They won't be played in the arena, but these games will be featured on EVO stages. Their brackets will be streamed on EVO channels, and their finalists will receive medals and trophies just like the arena lineup titles, including extended lineup games. There are a total of 13,892 unique bracket entries across the year's official tournaments. So 13,892 unique bracket entries. Does that mean unique people entering brackets, or does that mean 13,892 registrations for every game? Right? Oh, they even have the crossover numbers. Nice. Cross-up. Sorry. I'm too FGC coded. So let's see. Street Fighter. There's 740 people that signed up for both Street Fighter and Tekken. There's 943 people who signed up for City of the Wolves and Street Fighter. This is fascinating. There's 122 people that are playing Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat 1. That's pretty crazy. Is there any number higher than 900? I wonder. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, I think that's the biggest crossover. And it makes sense, right? Street Fighter 6 and Mark of the Wolves are 2D games. That kind of have similar neutral. Guilty Gear with the 552. Trying to see if there's anything else. It doesn't look like it. What's the lowest number? Oh, there's 8 people that are playing both Mortal Kombat 1 and Under Night. That's pretty cool. And here's the... oh, this is the percentage. The percentage. Relative crossover entries. So, wait a minute. How does this make sense? Oh, okay. So, these are shared brackets, but these are the sides. So, 29% of people who entered Tekken also entered Street Fighter. Got it. Yeah, so 29% of people who entered Tekken also entered Street Fighter, but 17% of people who registered for Street Fighter also entered Tekken. Got it. Damn, this is huge. 59% of people, so 60% of people who entered Fatal Fury also entered Street Fighter 6. That's a crazy statistic. Same thing with Marvel 2. 46% of people that entered Marvel 2 also entered Street Fighter 6. That's crazy. That is a very interesting statistic. Approximately, yeah, 60% of EVO's 8,541 competitors are registered for one tournament. Oh, that's cool. And then average number of games entered per player is 1.5. Interesting. Interesting. Most games entered by country. See, this is the shit I want to see. Stats. This is the shit we want to see. Street Fighter, Tekken, Guilty Gear for second and third for United States. For Canada, Japan was Street Fighter, Tekken, City of the Wolves. Mexico was City of the Wolves, Street Fighter, and King of Fighters. UK is Tekken, Street Fighter 6, and City of the Wolves. South Korea, same. Brazil, Street Fighter 6, City of the Wolves, and Mortal Kombat 1. Chile with Street Fighter 6 and City of the Wolves tied in Mortal Kombat 1. Australia, City of the Wolves, Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8. Puerto Rico with Street Fighter, or with Guilty Gear Strive being the first. And then a tie between Grand Blue, Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, City of the Wolves, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That's wild. France with City of the Wolves coming up second. That's pretty wild. That's interesting. And Street Fighter 6, City of the Wolves, and then Grand Blue, Guilty Gear, Tekken 8, KOF, and Samcho for Taiwan. Interesting. Dude, I love stuff like this. Although over 90% of EVO 2025 attendees are from the United States, there will be a total of 64 different countries represented this year. That is huge. And I think this right here is the most important statistic for people who are like trying to doom and gloom the EVO entrant numbers, right? The political climate of the US right now is so ridiculously unstable, with the person in charge of the United States like issuing tariffs, issuing like travel bans, people getting like it's literally like there's Nazi shit happening in the US. Like people are getting black bagged and kidnapped off the street and sent off to like torture prisons. It's really bad. So this doesn't surprise me, right? And as a matter of fact, I think I am feeling a slight sense of relief that this is the statistic, because all of the people who would be traveling to the US from outside would be, you know, having to be extra careful because of the shit that's happening. Street Fighter 6 is the most entered title for most countries. For most competitors, Mexico, it's City of the Wolves, right? Yep. And while the 2 titles are tied in entrance from Chile, Tekken 8 is the top choice for South Korea and the United Kingdom. Despite moving from the arena roster to the extended lineup this year, the King of Fighters 15 maintains its status as the tournament with the highest percentage of entrants outside of the US. 27.7% of its 169 players are from countries other than the United States. On the flip side, Killer Instinct is the title with the fewest non-US competitors, with only 5. I mean, that makes sense. Also, where is Killer Instinct in the extended lineup? Do they not have the extended lineup? Oh, there it is. 118. Dude, Killer Instinct's so good. I miss Killer Instinct. Or as Eris calls it, Killer Bitch Stink. Street Fighter 6 is the most entered. Oh, we just read that. EVO 2025 is quickly approaching, and we can't wait to see everyone in Vegas. Cool. Man. I'm excited for this year's EVO. It does suck that because of the state of the world, economically, politically, we're getting less people traveling for EVO. But I still am very impressed with these numbers, right? I'm still very impressed with these numbers. The fact that there's still almost 10,000 people coming to EVO, or there's almost 10,000 people registered to compete at EVO, is pretty crazy. And the fact that with the addition of the extended lineup, there's 13,000 entrants, right? I don't know if that's 13,000 unique people or 13,000 entries, right? So, and you know, I was very impressed with... I couldn't speak about EVO much last year because I was working. I was working production for it, right? I was the stream runner for the Tekken stream, and then I got hurt. But I really loved the layout of the convention center that they did for EVO that year. And what's crazy is they're even improving on that, right? Like, some of the stuff that I thought was a little bit weird was that they kind of put a bunch of stuff like off to the side, right? Like the BYOC area was always like in the corner of the convention center. There was a couple of booths that were like kind of lost in the sauce, like they were just lost in the corners of the convention center. But I saw that in the reveal they announced that they're going to be making an effort to make the layout of it a little better this year, including having the arcade in the dead center, which, yes, and the fact that they got a oh man, Voodoo Ranger. Yeah, Voodoo Ranger, who sponsored the arcade for Combo Breaker, is also bringing it to EVO as well. So that's really exciting. I'm excited about that. So shoutouts to Trevor for putting all this together. Man, I'm excited. I am excited.